gonna be a party, y'all. It's gonna be a party, y'all. Y'all come on in here. We got 2,000 subscribers. Get in the building. Let's go. Oh, yes, indeed. Hello, how you guys doing this evening? Hey, y'all see I got congratulations. I have made America great again. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Welcome in, one and all. Come on in the building. Hey, I did it with the help of you. We have 2,000 subscribers. That's right. It's a party. You see, I got the balloons. I don't know if y'all let me see if y'all can see the balloons. Let me check. You know, I gotta check everything. So hold tight. Y'all hold tight. Come on in the building. Can y'all see the balloons? How cute is that setup? I don't know if you can see it well, but I'm gonna check to see. It's gonna be a party, y'all. How are you guys doing this evening? I hope you're doing well. So hold tight. Let me get another monitor set up. You know, I did this last minute. So, yeah. I did this last minute. I was like, should I go live? I always do that. I did that on my birthday too. That's right. I was last minute with it, y'all. So hold on. Let me get another monitor going. Hold on so we can see. I can check the sound quality. Y'all see I got congratulations, right? I'm making it do what it do around this camp. Oh, yes, indeed. Let's get the sound. Hello. Welcome in. As you come in the building.
Nature.
Hold on for a minute.
Two forces intertwined.
As you come in the building, go ahead and get the thumbs up. 2,000 subscribers. We on our way. You know, my goal was not to set out to be a content creator. My goal was to just use YouTube as an open diary. Okay, well, let me say first, thank you, Donald Trump. Although I ride that behind. Yes, I do. I stay on that behind. But thank you for the congratulations of my 2,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. Thank you. As you come in the building, go ahead and get the thumbs up. Okay? Let me see. Let me step aside because I want to make sure y'all can see the celebrations going down. Okay? We are in the building. I have text messages coming through, but I cannot answer any text messages that are coming through right now because I'm live in effect, okay? So let me put my balloons so y'all can see. You know my little setup here. Let's push you over. My balloons, because hey, we have made 2,000 subscribers. What am I doing? I'm celebrating 2,000 subscribers, honey. Hold on. I don't know why my balloon's not in the frame. Hold on. Let's get these balloons up in the frame, baby. Okay? I'm celebrating 2,000 subscribers. What are you doing? How are you guys doing? Get the thumbs up as you come in the building. Okay, hi. Let me give y'all a little shine. Hello. Let me get my wine. Hello. Welcome in, welcome in. Oh my gosh. So what we're doing here tonight, thank you once again, President Donald Trump, for my congratulations on making America great again by telling the truth, and nothing but the truth. And by me telling the truth, and nothing but the truth, I have a celebration on hand. You see what I'm saying? All my pretty balloons, you know, a little wine. We're celebrating 2,000 subscribers today, and we have some special guests that's going to be coming in. Hopefully, they know that I'm live. I am live, and we're going to just talk about this journey that I have taken to get here. So, my little wine is on deck. You know, I got decked out for you. Can y'all see the fit check? My balloons, fit check. The shirt kind of wrinkled, but it's okay, guys. Come on in the building, get the thumbs up. Let me check to see if y'all getting a thumbs up over here. Let me check to see. Let me bring my other monitor a little closer to me. Welcome in, you gaming, Woody Man, Noah. Hello, hello. Welcome to one and all. Okay, so while I get to see, I'm gonna check the sound really quick, and then we're just gonna talk about my journey here on YouTube. Okay. And you gaming. Okay, sound is coming through. Awesome sauce. Awesome. How you guys doing this Sunday evening? What are you guys doing this Sunday? I'm glad you have stopped in to celebrate the 2,000 subscriber milestone right here on YouTube. My goodness. Like I was saying, when I started YouTube, I started with the House of Nicole. It was a platform, a business that I developed, and I would go out and I would interview local celebrities. I would go out and interview artists, writers, and, you know, whatever your talent was, I was there to talk to you, right? Trump is the Antichrist. Hey, you might be saying something. You might be talking the truth. Trump is the Antichrist, huh? Hold on for a minute, y'all. I'll fix my monitor. We have Trump is the Antichrist. Hold on. It's so funny that they don't even get the joke. Let me put this up here. Give y'all some shine really quick, because y'all don't even get the joke. Do y'all know about trolling? Do you know about trolling? Come on in the building. Go ahead and get the thumbs up, okay? And as you come in the building, I suggest you be respectful. Go ahead and put you in timeout. Okay, be respectful as you come in the building. So, like I was saying, that this is trolling. Up above me, that's what you call trolling, honey. Yes, but he just, you know, in his mind and minds said, congratulations. Hold tight 1 minute, my people, my peeps. All right, let me check the sound once again. We're gonna get into this conversation. 1 minute, my people, my peeps. Come on in, my friend. Thank you for getting the thumbs up. Cheers to each and every one of you all who has helped this platform grow to 2,000 subscribers. Cheers to one and all, okay? I'm not too happy with my balloon placement. I'm not too happy. Let me slide them over. Slide my balloons over. Okay. So, like I was saying, when I started on YouTube 15 years ago, and it's so ironic because the other day I got a text or an email saying, "You've been on YouTube for 15 years. Congratulations." I can say that I am one of the pioneers here on YouTube. 15 years ago, I started a YouTube channel before there was even monetization, before they even paid. Matter of fact, I probably was one of the first people on YouTube to get a notification, an email saying, "Hey, we want to pay you," when they started paying content creators. Hold on for a minute. When they started paying content creators, I got an email. But around that time, I had already developed a company called House of Nicole, where I went out and I interviewed different celebrities, up and coming, and then it grew so fast. I mean, it grew extremely fast, rapidos. Okay. Hey, brother Vic, what's good? Stay encouraged to watch the replay later. Okay, got it. Thank you. Thank you, FAFO. Thank you so much for the congratulations. You put that, give y'all some shine. Brother Vic is in the building. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. So that's what we're here to do today. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and do something really quick. I want to make sure. I'm going to drop a link because I'm supposed to be having some guests come through the building. So I'm going to drop the link for guests when they get a chance to arrive. We're going to be talking to some special guests that are coming in. So, hold tight. All right. Okay. So, I started House Nicole 15 years ago because, like I said, I just got a notification saying, "Congratulations, you've been on YouTube for 15 years. And I was one of the first, before it was monetized, I was one of the first. Why is your, what? And why don't you have one? Why don't you have one, LU? Why don't you have one? Okay? Why don't you have one? Hold on, LU. Hold on. Time out. This is a celebration. Celebrate good times. Come on. Time out. That's where you going. Time out. So this was before monetization, okay? When I started House Nicole, I did not know it was going to even grow to the way it grew. And it grew. And I got an email, and the email read something along the lines of, we want to pay you to upload videos, because it wasn't even no go live button then, okay? It wasn't no go live. It was all upload videos, okay? Just like Facebook. It was upload videos. And so I would do videos. I had a videographer. Matter of fact, I had two videographers, two photographers, two assistants. The assistants were at different times. But nevertheless, when I got the letter, I had a Teams meeting, and I was like, y'all, look at this letter. I printed it out. I said, look at this letter. Hey, they want to pay. But back then, everybody thought it was a joke, right? Everybody thought YouTube was a joke. Even if you told someone, oh yeah, I got a YouTube channel, check me out, people would laugh at you back then. They would laugh, but it didn't deter me from uploading information, uploading the people that I interviewed. It did not deter me, right? So as time went on, the people in my team was like, don't do that. They thought it was a joke. And so we talked about it and we moved on. I could just, I could have been one of the first to be monetized here on YouTube, but I chose not to. I kept going. And long story short, I wind up getting hired with the major media company, iHeartMedia. And from there, I still had connects with the people that I did interview back in the day. And some people had businesses, things like that, small business. Look, we have Trumpians in the building. We have Trumpians in the building. That's so funny. How are you doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. You see, I got a congratulations for getting those 2,000 subscribers, right? And so I started working at iHeartMedia. That's right. And during that time, that was a very interesting time. I have to tell you that. I worked there for 7 years and some change, okay? I started in the corporate side of iHeartMedia, and I worked, but I volunteered for a few years before I even worked for iHeartMedia, because I was told you should be on air on radio. You should come work for the radio station. And then it was a transitional time in my life as well. And so I was like, okay, my dreams, my aspirations were never to be on air. I told people this story before. Oh, thank you, Keith. Oh, I love the googly eyes. Let me salute. Hello, welcome in. My mods are coming in the building. Welcome in. I love the googly eyes. Thank you. B-Dub in the building. Salute. Salute. So my aspirations were never to be in front of the camera, even with House and Nicole. When I developed that, and let me drop this because I don't want to forget that I want to keep dropping this link until the guests come through. Okay. So, oh my goodness. House and Nicole, backtracking a little bit, was supposed I developed it, and I developed the show for another host out of Dallas, Texas. She couldn't make it. And at that time, I'm backtracking because I skipped a couple of steps. At that time, I was developing House Nicole. I was managing a DJ in the city, and fairly popular DJ in the city. And so I had told this DJ, I was like, well, this is what, this is my plans. This is what I want to do. And, just chopping it up. And so one day he was like, Mystical? I think was it Mystical? I want to say Mystical. It was a rapper. I've interviewed a lot of people. So I want to say it was Mystical that came down. And he was DJing. And back then, some rappers, even if they had a one single or whatever they might be promoting, some rappers and performers would perform in the nightclubs, and local nightclubs and party promoters would bring rappers down and they would perform in nightclubs. And so I happened to also, as I was developing House of Nicole, hello, King. I actually was managing. I always multitask, guys. I've always been a multitasker, okay? And I was managing a local DJ. And so that particular evening when Mystical came down, he was like, so is your girl gonna come down? Is she gonna, be your host or whatever for House of Nicole? And I was like, no, she can't make it down. And I can only pay her back then, because I was paying different people and I was working. This was small business, okay? I could only provide her gas money and somewhere to stay, like hotel, but it wouldn't be like a profit that she would be getting on the other end. Hold on, y'all. Let me check something. Oh, they're in the back. I'm just talking. Hold on. Mario is in the building. Let me bring you up. Hey, Mario. Can you hear me?
Yes. You hear me?
Okay. I was running my mouth. I didn't even know you were there. I'm so sorry. Okay, guys. So Mario is in the building. I talked to Mario earlier today. I was like, "You want to come on?" Because I'm celebrating 2,000 subscribers, Mario, and I'm kind of proud of that milestone. Thank you. Thank you. On YouTube. And so Mario was in the group for Phil, and he was a singer. And once I give this kind of short intro, Mario, I'll let you speak on what you did then and where you're at now. Okay. But Mario's seen my journey because they would open up for big celebrities, where we were at. And so I would interview them, the whole group, where they were so gracious, so nice, so humble. And so he's seen me in my small beginnings before I even went to the radio station. So Mario was in the group for Phil. It was about 4 or 5 group members, and you can tell the names of the group members if you would like, Mario, and tell about your journey and how do you feel singing? Is it something you still have a passion for? Let us know. Everybody, welcome in Mario.
How y'all doing? Yeah, I still have a passion for it. I mean, I like writing as well, but the group has been together over 15 years, or probably even longer, because I think I met you probably 15 years ago.
Yes, yes.
So it started with Arthur, Nick, Justin, Brian, and myself, in which Brian, he should be in shortly.
Okay.
I sent him the link.
Good. Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. Did you have any questions?
So we're going to also have another member tonight from the group Fulfilled that's going to be joining. And, we want to know their story. How, started from the bottom, now we're here type deal, okay? We all have a journey. We all have a mission in life. And does your passion still stay with you? Because for singers, for artists, a lot of times it's really a passion. Not just a talent, because the entertainment business is it's a rough business. And for us to have started like 15 years ago, and you probably, like you said, started before 15 years ago, we didn't know about all the stuff that people hear about now. When you hear about the Illuminati, all of this stuff, we were brand new, we were fresh, we were looking, eyes just bright, ready to, go out there and show our talents, and for me to showcase people's talents. Okay, so I want you to finish where you stopped.
Oh, Brian just sent the text.
Okay.
Let me see.
So guys, we'll wait and let Mario, he's gonna check what Brian is saying real quick. And then we'll continue. So I want to say, guys, thank you so much for coming in. 2,000 subscribers in a short period of time. Like I told you guys, I thought that I was going to actually get the 2,000 subscribers around November, January of this year. But hold on for a minute. Let me just check, make sure.
And you're able to have more than one person, right?
Yeah, it should
Okay.
be. Is he saying he can't get in?
I'm checking with him now. Give me just a second.
Yeah, he should be able to get in. Do I need to drop the link again? Maybe I need to refresh the link. Yeah, I'm going to drop it again. Okay, so I guess Mario will be back. I don't know what happened, but I did drop the link. Let me see. Let me check something real quick. You can text me, Mario, and let me know what's up. I don't know. I dropped the link. But anyway, so let me go back to the story and see if Mario will be coming up, and Brian. They should be able to join us later. So I started with House Nicole, and I was saying to you all that I was managing a DJ at the same time that I had developed House of Nicole. And so when I developed House Nicole, I didn't have my actual host to be on that particular show. And one evening, as I was managing my DJ, he had Mystical come down, and Mystical he was like, he was semi big still, and so my DJ was like, "Hey, your girl didn't come down. You go interview her. You go interview him." And so I was like, "What?" I was like, I was trying to produce a show. I wasn't trying to be like in front of the camera. I was just trying to produce a show, right? And he just gave me a microphone I was in a DJ booth at the time. He gave me a microphone, and I already had a camera. Back then we had I had I think it was a Canon. I think it was a little Canon I had with me that day, because I was filming him as part of what I did for him as managing him. So he was like, "Go get one of your girls out the audience and go interview," And so I went down there. I was nervous. I hadn't interviewed anybody before, because that was not my initial plan, to interview people. And so I went out. He performed. After his performance, his manager came up, because the DJ had already went and talked to the manager, letting the manager know that I was going to be interviewing him, right? And so he came out. I interviewed him. This is before live streaming, guys. And so I had the little thumb drive. Not thumb drive? What is it called? Memory card. I took the memory card out of the camera, and I was just on Facebook then. And I went and I uploaded the memory card to my computer, and then I uploaded the video to Facebook. And as soon as this is true, as soon as I uploaded that interview to Facebook, I had got hit up by a promoter, a local promoter in our town, and he was like, "You don't know me, but I have a concert coming, and I want to know, could you interview the artist that I have coming down?" And I was like, "Yeah," but I wasn't thinking it was going to be another celebrity. Okay, so I was like, "Yeah, sure. Well, what date?" And I took the date and the time and everything, and I was like, "Sure. Who's the celebrity?" And he was like, "Oh, it's Keith Sweat." I was like, "Oh." I was like, "Oh, okay, it's Keith Sweat. Okay, well, hold on. Let me check to see. Give me 1 minute. Okay, hold on for 1 minute." All right, guys, we're back. So I got hit up by trying to get Brian to paste the link. Okay. This is celebration, y'all. This is celebration for my 2,000 subscribers. I'm just going back down memory lane to how did I get on YouTube to begin with, right? So after my DJ hooked me up with my first interview, basically, shout out to Iceman, out of Houston, Texas. I don't know if he's still in Houston anymore. Out of Houston, Texas, shout out to Iceman, baby. He put me on to my first celebrity interview, and I was shaking like a leaf, okay? And so after I did that with Mystical, I believe it was Mystical. I would have to look, but I ain't got time to go down the archives for all that. But so I took the memory drive and I inserted it into my computer, and I I was like, hey, it is what it is. This is Facebook. I wasn't even on Facebook at the time. My brother was like, hey, Facebook was like high school people, college people. They're connecting with people they knew in school and stuff like that. And it was my brother. Shout out to my brother. Chicken, my brother. He was the first one to get me on social media. And he was like, why don't you get on Facebook? Because people asking me about you. And let me help you out. Let me help you out. I'm gonna put you in timeout if you don't understand. If you're confused, I'm gonna put you in timeout, let you figure it out, okay? All right, Truth. Okay, and so I was like, okay, I'll get on Facebook. So that's how I wound up on Facebook, my first social media platform. And so I took that video, uploaded it to Facebook, and it wasn't even a few days later. It wasn't a few days later that I got contacted through Facebook by a promoter who was like, I'm bringing a celebrity. Well, he didn't even tell me at the time it was a celebrity. He just said he wanted me to come out and interview someone because he has an event planned. And I was like, sure, I'll come out. Still green. I was green, fresh, new. My whole concept was I had the idea of doing a talk show, but in a club setting. That was my vision for House of Nicole, but I was not the host of the show, okay? And so when I'm talking to this promoter that I didn't know, he was like, it's Keith Sweat. He's coming to town. And that just blew me away. And I was like, Keith Sweat? And he was like, yeah, I want you to interview Keith Sweat. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, so I went and I interviewed Keith Sweat. We hit it off. Then this promoter, he wouldn't just be in where we were at. Okay, hold on for a minute. Let me see something. Let me see. Okay? Can you hear me backstage, Brian? I'm bringing you up, Brian. How you doing? How you doing?
Hey, how you? What's going on with y'all? Y'all doing?
I'm I'm good. Look, I'm just over here celebrating my. Hold on for a minute. Put my blind down. I'm over here celebrating my 2,000 subscribers here on YouTube that I'm fairly happy about because I wasn't planning on being a content creator on YouTube, but I was talking about the journey I had with House of Nicole and interviewing different celebrities, up and coming celebrities, and your group was one of them. So fulfilled. What have you been doing lately, Brian? I want you to talk to my audience and tell them how's it feel, because I was talking to Styles, and he was telling me that Mario, he was telling me that it's been about 15 years. How long has
Hold
it
on.
been with you in the group, and then where you're at now? Okay, Mario, I don't know. Okay, hold on. Let me get both of y'all up here.
Yeah,
There
we
we
both
go.
on
There
here.
it is.
So, we both on here.
Okay, so we're gonna start with Brian, because I was just asking him a question, Mario, and then we'll get you back in the mix, okay?
Okay.
All right, Brian. So tell me about your journey becoming a singer, celebrity. Tell me about Fulfilled.
Well, the group actually started from, I guess, uh, which is the aren't staying and just were in the group back then. So,
Uh-huh.
I met Art. I met Arthur Nick. I met him at a club. It was in Austin. We clicked. We sung R. Kelly, "Bodies Calling," and it was like everybody was liking it. Everybody was liking the performance. Everything was cool. And then, like I said, we linked up, and really, I thought this is what my personal opinion. I thought that it was supposed to be an art, but then it happened to wind up being some guys he used to work with. He was doing music with. So I said, okay,
Mm-hmm.
cool. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. We start clicking. Had the little what's it called? The boy band development. Um, Things was okay, but then, like I said, it was a couple of places that was missing here and there. no fun intended or being disrespectful or anything like that, because I was more on the business side, because I was in the fire contract with Warner Brothers when I was at my first contract when I was 19. So
Okay.
Mario came along, aka Styles. He came along, and I brought him in, for people to hear him, and it was a agreement and disagreement situation, and
Mm-hmm.
one of the members didn't agree with it, but the other guys, they felt like the sound was pretty cool. It was on point. It sounded crisp. It was what we needed. Kind of like the Temptation thing. You know what I'm saying? We need
Yeah.
the bass
Yeah.
singer. So Mario was like blue off Temptation. So like we need him. So I met it from a friend of mine, and he got in, and they liked him, and that's how he got in there. Actually got in the group. So that's how fulfilled does not mean, after when I met them before Mario got in the group, I came up with the name Fulfill. I
Okay.
was at my yeah, I came with the name Fulfill. It was coming from 4 or 5 different cities, fulfilling a great sound to bring to Austin, Texas. It had
Mm-hmm.
nothing to do with fulfilling ladies or anything type of pretty Ricky, mysterious
Okay.
type of stuff going on. So
Mm-hmm.
that's how the group came. That's how the group came in the situation, and then that's how I got the name Fulfill. So yeah.
Okay. So I want you to tell me about, are y'all working on any new music? Because the last event that I was informed of, you all had an event in August on the 9th. It was called Chocolate Dipped in Gold. Okay, I love it. Do y'all have any other up and coming engagements, or are you working on any new singles? What are you doing?
Want me to take that one?
Yeah, you could
You can
take
take
that one, Mario. Yeah, 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 you can take that.
it.
I'm gonna make mama cook. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead and
currently
cook.
five years ago, I had to leave and go back to Alabama, so I was not in the group. And I was always told once I got back to Austin that I would be in the group. So currently, at the moment, me and Brian are not in the group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me, when you were in the group, take me back, because this is we're going back down memory lane. Okay. Tell me
Okay.
about your introduction to the group, Mario, and was singing always a passion of yours? Did it grow on you? I mean, how did you meet everyone? Lead us up to where you're at. Well, you already told us where you're at, but lead us up there. Okay.
Okay, yeah, me and Brian had a friend in common, and I always told her that if she came across a group that needed a bass singer, to let me know. So Brian actually, without Brian, I would have never been in the group. Brian brought me into the group.
Right. Okay.
They had I guess a rehearsal one night. So I went to the rehearsal, and Brian told them that I was was it a DJ or something or producer? So
Yeah. Yeah, I made the story up because they wasn't gonna allow it. So what it was, like I said, I was being a business person. So what I did was I snuck him in and just to let him hear it. You know what I'm saying? So he can.
Okay.
they were singing what song was it? I think it's so hard to say goodbye by Boys the Men. So I'm listening,
Mm-hmm.
and it got to the second verse, and I'm just listening, trying to hear like where's the bass note coming from, and there wasn't a bass note. So
Mhm.
Art tapped me on the shoulder and was like, "Jump in." So once I jumped in, that was it. He was like,
It was
"You're in."
over.
It was over. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it was what we needed. Like I said, it was nobody getting kicked out or anything like that. It was the fact that I was the business type of person where if the sound needed to sound like something, it needed to have a type of ring. So once Mario got in, it was a 5 member group
Okay.
situation. So yeah, and that's how that situation happened. That one of the guys decided to leave on his own, and that's how that situation happened.
Okay. So, on your journey throughout, all your gigs and stuff, tell me about some interesting gigs. I mean, each one of you, give me an interesting gig that was maybe horrible or maybe exciting, to meet someone, opening for whomever. Tell me, let's go back down memory lane. Whoever wants to jump in, go for
I think.
I know Mario. I know Mario got some things. I know
Oh
he
wow.
does.
it.
I would say it was actually in Killeen. I think it was Genuine and Drew Hill. I think it was
Mm-hmm.
Genuine and Drew Hill concert, and we were actually sitting out
Mhm.
back. And I think Genuine had a show the previous day. So when he pulled up to the back of the convention center, we were outside, but we
Uh-huh.
wasn't dressed yet. So they were looking. He was looking when he got out the car. He was looking at us like we were gonna rob him or something. That's how I took it. He didn't know
Uh-huh.
we were singing. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was crazy.
so,
Yeah, that was real crazy.
no, he was tired. Like he was like wore out for the previous show. But once we got on stage, his road manager basically came out of the back room and he was listening to us and he was like, once we got off stage, he was like, man, y'all amazing. So
Mm-hmm.
we exchanged numbers, and from that point on, every time Genuine came to Texas, he called us to open up for him. So we
Oh,
opened up for him in several different locations: San Antonio, San Angelo, Killeen,
mm-hmm.
and from there it just we started getting. Well, I'm gonna go even further back. At first, we were just Obach Kings. I'll put it that way.
Yes, Lord.
The old bar kings.
Yeah. So they got to the
Uh-huh.
point at Obach,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they let the red carpet out for us. Every time we came, we didn't have to pay
Right.
to get in. They fed us free drinks,
Mm-hmm.
everything. And then you actually did our first interview.
Oh, cool. That's what's up.
I don't know if you
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, you
Okay,
was a
let me ask a question. Tell me honestly your first impression of me doing the interview.
Oh, it was great. We
Oh,
sung Boys
good.
to Men that night.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
Oh
remember we
yeah.
got out the
It was-
limousine and you were
yeah,
standing out? Okay.
yeah. I remember that was a nice
yeah.
doggone interview. I mean, that promoter, I can't remember the name. I think it was Mr. G with
That sounds right.
I
Mm-hmm.
think it was Mr. G with that particular concert. But baby, it was the red carpet. I still got that video. I still have that video of y'all. It was the red carpet. I was in my little black dress, long black dress. Y'all came out the limousine. It was lovely. It was
Yes.
lovely. Okay.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah,
pretty
it
cool.
was cool. So, Brian, do you have a memorable memory coming through?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was pretty it was like an introduction movie. We was in a limousine and how we was coming out separately. It was the funny part about it was is our group members, they some of our group members never experienced that. So it's like it made me laugh because Art looked just so goofy when he came out of the car. Like it was just so funny how he came out of the car, but it was kind of like, yeah, this is the first time you'll ever experience this type of stuff where you had to present an introduction your persona of how you had to act it
Right.
out and how you had to do certain things. So it made them feel like they were celebrity superstars, local
Mm-hmm.
celebrities, which it
It
was cool.
was.
You know, it was a big, yeah, it was the beginning of things that they needed to learn for development, as far as interviews, talking to people,
Yes.
pronunciations, and to be able to talk properly with certain
Yes.
people. But yeah,
And I have to tell you guys, you all were as a group of so many, all of you guys were so respectful. All of you, because I have horror stories about, some big time celebrities and up and coming celebrities. I never got the impression from any of you all like the big head or just I'm so arrogant. I think I'm all that. You guys were very humble, and then to be so humble and have such a great talent. I always wanted to interview you guys. Every time, I
yeah,
had the opportunity.
yeah,
Yeah, even like at the Eastern, I can't remember who it was. I mean, it's been so many people I've interviewed, but y'all were at the East Center, and I don't know if it was genuine, not genuine. I can't remember, but we were backstage, and I had all of y'all lined up on that couch. I remember like yesterday.
yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Yeah, I think the most crazy part, because we did a show before Mario. I think it was the Trina concert. That was our very first concert that we did, and that's why I said I was more of the brain person to develop the parts that they could be able to work on.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as like when I got on stage before, this is before when Mario got in the
Okay.
group. So that's why I said when we performed for the Trina concert, which is still on a YouTube video, um when I got to the point of how the performance
Mm-hmm.
is, and where's the egos, and where the part where the person just wanted to be them, and we're just like, kind of, it gave me, I'm Dave Ruffin and these are the
Okay.
Temptations, and that wasn't how it was going to
Okay.
go, because simple fact is, you have some artists, you have some talented people that have different positions that they can
Right.
fit in. So that's why I said, when those parts was not fitting into the where it needed to fit in as the sound, that's when Mario came in the spot situation for the performances to start to get more
Hmm.
better. Now I don't know whether the person that, I'm not saying any names, like I don't do the bashing, if he would have stayed in, it still would have been a spectacular situation. But like I said, when it comes to egos, and when it comes to certain things being in groups, where if you have a curse and you have a problem with certain things that you haven't fixed within yourself, and all you just worrying about with the usual stuff, how y'all, you fell off the first time, and you try to make it the best the second time, and then you keep going the same type of cycles and circles, you're going to go to the same old type of revenue. You're not going to get any bigger. You're just going to stay into the same old
Right.
fiddle. You're going to stay in the same
Cycle.
old repeating the same type of
Right.
stuff. Yeah, you're not going to get bigger. You're not going to get larger. You're going to go back right back where you belong, because you choose not to be business wise and choose not to emphasize your way of how you should do things in the
Right.
business. So,
Exactly. And
yeah.
I believe that a lot of artists, especially I learned this after doing all of the interviews when I went to the radio station. And you probably understand this too, Brian and Mario, that when you're an artist, an important thing is to be understand the business of it all. you know, the
Yeah.
business of it all is so important because so many artists I seen get taken, with their money, things of that nature. And that's one of the reasons why I became a manager to the DJ I managed, because he would go to gigs and they would say they would pay him after his set of water, and wouldn't pay him and he would get got. Did
Hmm.
y'all ever run into situations like that? I will let Mario answer that and then come back to me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
let me think. Never. I think we always got paid, but we did have some situations. We had a guy once that was managing us. He said he was a part of Sony Music, and we signed a year. Brian, we
Can't forget
signed a
about
year
that one.
contract with him, but nothing ever happened.
Oh, uh-huh.
So we were stuck in that contract, and
Oh my
we
God. For
right
that whole year.
for a
And
whole year.
you're losing out on money, you're stuck.
Yeah, we were stuck.
It's very important for artists to understand the business of contracts, what type of contracts that you all are signing, and things of that nature. Uh, so let me ask about the ladies, the
Hmm.
groupie. Oh wait, let me let Brian answer. Brian, before we go to the ladies, Brian, what about the contracts? And I know you said you were the business, you handled more of the business, or you had a business mind more. Tell me about your thoughts. Uh,
Well, that was the time when me and Styles, we had our differences about the business wise. So it really wasn't a bad situation. It's just that, certain positions that we wanted to do on certain things, where I guess it was kind of like, we don't want the middleman, or we don't want these
mhm,
extra managers. So me, I was more the hustler kind of guy. So like I had, shout out to my homeboy Don, you know what I'm saying? He was one of our managers. He didn't have the manager credentials, but he had the
mhm,
financial situations. So far as like the contract thing, yeah, I it was a guy that came from me, but I told them to get a
Paid him.
right.
lawyer to look at it. And the funny part was, when they signed it, I told them it really wasn't a contract. It was a trashy contract. The guy wasn't really even professional. Even if he would have tried to sue, he ain't got no bread, he ain't got no money. We start seeing blankets in back of the curtains of the window of his house window. So we knew it was like, I was telling them, y'all ain't gotta worry about that, because that's why I told them, get a lawyer, because I don't think this is the right lawyer. I mean, right manager. And he really didn't have no money at all. He was just one of them low budget wannabes that take a copy and paste of a name and put it on your Facebook and say he was a label. He ain't really had no
Right.
connects like that. he was one of them. You ever seen one of them people? They really famous up front, and the people in the back like, yeah, that's my cousin.
Right,
Now he was
right.
one of those.
I understand that. Uh-huh. Oh, so
Yeah, yeah.
he wasn't
He
all
was never.
he wasn't that
He
guy.
gave me the
Right.
vibe. He gave me a vibe off of Five Heartbeats when the dude was like, "You ever hold Motown?" When they brothers like, "We got Frotown." Then he was one of those, and they never made no labels and never got out nowhere. They were just they was feeding off their success, but they never had a label. They just felt like that's
They
their
was a
brothers.
part
They
of
was
it.
a
And
part
some
of them.
people are
Yeah,
happy, and some people that's where they need to be a part of it.
yeah.
Uh, so let me know about and I'm gonna circle back around because I have another question about the business contracts and things of that nature because of what we've seen with Puff Daddy and those situations.
Mm.
So start thinking about what you think I might ask. But I want to know about the ladies. Now, I'm going to lead into this is I was
Lord
shocked.
Jesus.
I was literally shocked when I was managing this DJ. Now he was a local DJ, but yet and still I went out, but I wasn't a clubby, a club girl.
Hmm.
So when I did go out and I started managing this DJ, I was utterly shocked of how many groupies he had. Did y'all run into that as well? Any one of y'all take the wheel? The groupies.
Go ahead, Mario. I'll let you go first. This is getting spicy.
Oh
Spicy.
man, I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
That's the honest truth. Yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not
And
just
have
Non-stop.
the whole entire group. I mean,
oh,
it happens. It's part of the business. I would say
mm-hmm. And were they really extra bold with their approach to you all?
yes.
Oh yeah, yeah, plenty of them.
Look,
They were
I'm
very bold.
asking. I see that I'm asking closed-ended questions. I need to ask open-ended questions because I want you all.
She getting up close and personal.
I want you all to expound on just you ain't got to go too deep, but I want to hear some five heartbeat stories. You know what I'm saying? Because I know.
Yeah, we got some worse ones. We definitely got some crazy ones. Me,
Yeah.
I'm bold. I think that's why Mario got me on because I'm bold enough to tell you. I don't really care.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we had plenty. It was a groupie thing. It was like I said. It came with the territory of it. Just like I told him
Right.
is there's a thing where you learn. There's a thing where like I said, when people never really had that type of attention, they
Uh-huh.
tend to clash. They tend to clash.
Yeah.
If you know, okay, like one time it was real funny. One time I think we was in Colleen and this girl tried to diss art. And so when we sat there, we was singing because I had a friend of mine shout out to Monica RG. She was the one that told me about Colleen. So I guess Stan knew about Colleen, but he wasn't giving out the full information. So that's why I said it was different. So what it was is when I said and I asked, I was on the app and I was on the site and Monica told me that she had a production. And we went there, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm coming on down to the spot called Obach. They got a whole lot of karaoke people from Universal, everything like that was down there." So when we go there, we were dressed like we had pajamas and clothes on, because she said we could dress any way we wanted to dress. But
Uh-huh.
people, so we came there and we sung. The manager loved us. Everybody loved us. So like I said, this lady tried to diss art, and one time we went to City Life, and it was so funny because where one way, she was like, yeah, whatever, like that. And then next thing when she seen him sing whatever, she was just like all groupatized on him. Like she just was all on him. But
Uh-huh.
some people they have a thing where they let certain things get to them. They let certain fame get to them.
Mm-hmm.
And far as like women talk wise, yeah, we had some fallouts. But the fact is, like I tell people, you know if you dating who you dating or you seeing who you seeing, let me know because I'm not into
Exactly.
doing the
Exactly.
aftermath. We're not doing the same chicks. We're not doing that.
Uh-huh.
But like I said, some people have egos where they feel like they're better than you or they have an upper hand than you. but it was some jealousy in the group. It really was, especially when it came to females.
Well, that
There's some
happens
jealousy.
in families, you know what I'm saying? With
Yeah.
Right.
brothers and sisters. I mean, I think that's just human nature, part
Yeah,
of
but you would think when you go through those levels, because I've been in the business for over 13 years, and you would think because people are supposed to overcome certain things to be
it.
successful in that type of business, it's always that one particular mother effer that can't overcome they can't overcome their weird. They can't
Right.
overcome it. They can't overcome their brain cells because you have to understand it's different. If you was a regular person, you couldn't get this female. But just because you
Right.
have a certain type of skill and
Right.
credential, then you see as a groupie thing, so they gotta elevate with everybody else. But I try to tell people as being a stronger person, because I've been in that business already, that shouldn't be able to overcome you as a weak side. You know what I mean? But when people choose to do what they want to do, and you ain't flying, or you not riding on the boat that they on, they start to act weird and funny with you.
Hmm.
You know
Right.
what I mean? So
Oh
that's
yeah.
it. That's why I said the difference between maturity and business. That's why I
Right.
said those are two different things. So if you are at a point where you still are feeding off the fame of it because the females and the little cash that come with it, because I'm not feeding off that to where if I ain't got enough bread, but you on this female, I'm not doing it.
Right.
I'm not gonna do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? If it ain't talking no thousands, if it ain't talking no money, it just don't make sense.
It
You know what
don't
I'm
make
saying?
if you ain't talking no dollars, it don't make
That
no
makes
sense.
sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I said.
Yeah, coming through, I think we all learned that because, like, when I first started, I was doing my interviews for free, but then I started getting overwhelmed with people wanting to come and they kept requesting me. And I was like you said, if it don't make no dollars, it don't make no sense for me to come out. And I'm paying people. I'm paying my videographer. I had professional guys. One videographer was a white guy, had a big old, back then they had the big old camera, it was like this. But
Hmm.
it was like a studio camera. And so yeah, if it don't make no dollars, it don't make no sense. And I'm not flossing for no, no dollars. I
Yeah,
agree with
but
that.
see, it's different. It's different from you. It's different
Okay.
from you than the person that you're dealing with 4 or 5 people. Because
Right.
those characters of those situations, like I said, they're not business. They're just stuck on the attention that they never gotten if they was original person. They was a regular person. Like, okay, if I was a particular type of guy and I had a
Mm-hmm.
drink in my hand and I try to holler at this girl that you probably know you can't afford, or you can't get her. But
Mm-hmm.
you ain't got the game like that. But some people live off of materialistic lives. Some people feel like they got to have this, they got to have that. So because they don't have the ear, they don't have the game, they don't have the flow. So guess what? If I wind up joining this type of industry thing, I can get that type of attention. So that's why I said some people just never had that sauce like that as a regular person. Some people gotta
Right.
fit in some type of way to get into that genre. And like I said, when it came to females, man, it'd be a couple of times I was about to smack a couple of their heads off. I'm gonna keep it above with you. I was about to knock some heads off because it's like you gotta pay attention. You gotta pay attention who your teammate is. You know what I'm saying? Like walking over people and stepping
Right.
on toes. It just wasn't it. Because I mean, females gonna do what they gonna
What they
do,
gonna
but
do?
they gonna win over us because it's more of them than it is with us.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm
But
not a
they.
person that if I'm not a person that get down like that, and they got this one person doing all types of BS,
Mm-hmm.
of course it's gonna roll around with the other females. They're gonna think, well, if he's doing it, the birds will fall out together than they do.
Right. And it makes all of y'all look bad because and
Yeah.
yeah, and the group should know these women is on the come up. But I hear exactly what you're saying because it's just like with I'm just gonna use this as a for instance, people who were ugly ducklings as children. Okay.
That's a good example. That's
Oh my
perfect.
God.
That's,
Right.
that's a purpose.
And so, but they grow up, right? And they develop into themselves, right? But
Hmm.
some people stay humble because they know how it was coming through and how people treated them, right? But
Hmm.
some people they get into it's like a whole new world. and their head just gets bigger than the door frame that they walk through every day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like the field is right now, like the way they are now.
Yes, yes. So
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, trust me, they got very very big headed, but like I said, I told you, I'm be the one that say it. I didn't see their shows, and I feel like the whole time that they deleted me, and this whole time they haven't really impressed. And like I said, it's still doing the same basic stuff. Like I feel like you don't ask for crumbs from celebrities. All celebrities are not going to give you their shows because they're 90s. They're still feeding off of what they got to feed off of because the time has changed. So
right,
when you're saying this, can we open up? Can we open up? Can we open up? I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm not going to keep opening up for celebrities. I'm not picking up no crumbs for no celebrity. If
right.
I'm just like that's why you make you practice, 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 practice. When you get too comfortable, you start getting lazy and you start doing the same old basic stuff how we started it. So
Uh,
that's why I pushed the group where I pushed it, but it wasn't they didn't want to go in that octave situation. They didn't want to go and fly that direction. It was more like I was trying to be controlling and I wasn't. If you don't want no money, you gotta hustle somebody who got it. If you want to get up to the game, you got to wind up doing something different. But like I said, I keep it a buck and I keep it real. That's why Mario got me up here. Like I said, when I got kicked out of the group, it was the fact is that it wasn't being grown men to tell me that, hey yo, we want you out. It was more of a business because at the time that me and Mario had our differences and stuff like that
mhm,
in the past. And the fact is that yeah, I was trying to get rid of him, and the guy Philip came in. But see, that's what I said. If it wasn't for me, Mario wouldn't have been in the group, and the other guy wouldn't have been in the group.
mhm.
So that's why I said when I talked to the other member and he was talking about it, he wouldn't let Mario go. So I said, okay, cool. You're not gonna let him go. We need to have a conversation and talk like men to men because the ego thing is getting out of hand. So that's what I said when that came to the point when I brought the other guy to the whole situation. He wasn't really thought of, and so I brought him up. Until I brought him up.
Mhm.
So he wound up getting in the group, and I got deleted. But
Oh,
I didn't get a call. I didn't get a hey, it was nice, what I'm saying, working with you for years, whatever
wow.
this from there. I can't blame Styles for that because it was the rodeo that he was going with them. It
Mhm,
just like he just felt like it kind of backfired with him because like I said, he really did nothing to them. He did nothing. It was something personal between me and another group member because, like I said, when it comes to females,
mhm,
Right.
and you're not strong minded at all, and you
mhm.
feel like you don't have the skill, you feel like let me jump in with them and let me try to get my game up because I know if they see this video, I know he probably gonna be like, oh, he's a hater. I couldn't been a hater when I was the one that actually elevated the group.
Uh-huh.
You just jumped in it while the empire was already rolling.
Right.
So
But
get the so let me I'm gonna let Mario speak on this and then come back to you, Brian.
correct.
Do you think that the group as a whole had a vision to where they wanted to go? After you came aboard, Mario, you
That's a
know,
good question.
do you think they really did y'all have meetings? Did they have a vision of the growth of the group? What do you think, Mario?
I'm gonna say not everyone had the vision. I'm gonna say Brian had the vision because there were situations where I think the lady name was Carolyn. Am I right, Brian?
Mm,
Yeah, you're
yeah,
correct.
yeah. Karen at the East Center.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Or something. I know we had a manager one time, but I ended up getting kicked out of the group. And then once the sound was different, they tried to bring me back. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go up here and talk to them. And I was like, I will not come back to the group without Brian because I
Mm-hmm.
knew what the sound is like.
Right.
'Cause I sang low and Brian sings high. As long as you
Mm-hmm.
got those two notes, anybody in the middle, you can do anything. As long as me and Brian are on our notes,
Right.
the group
Yeah.
as a whole is so no, Brian had the vision. Brian always had the vision. I had the vision.
Mm-hmm.
But we had opportunities. We had an opportunity in Dallas where we could do a reality show, but
Oh.
people didn't want
Their personal life.
their personal life exposed because some of the members in the group were married at the time, and they didn't want. I
They was
guess,
riding dirty.
yeah. I'm just put it that way.
Oh yeah.
Ain't gonna say no names.
Yeah, 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 yeah. There was, and it was like I said, yeah, it was crazy. It
When
was
Uh-huh.
everybody
like I,
don't have the same vision, you're not gonna reach the levels you need to reach. But I
oh
was
Uh-huh.
yeah,
working day and night. When they were sleeping at night, I'm burning CDs. I'm sending music out to record labels. And I forgot what year it was, but New Year's Eve, I got a call at 6 o'clock in the morning from a record label
Oh wow.
and offered us a record deal. I still got the record deal in my briefcase.
Oh wow. Cool. Uh-huh.
yeah,
And the only way the deal would work, all members had to sign the deal, and all the members then signed the deal.
Wow. Okay.
So
That's interesting. It
yeah.
seems like there was somebody wanting to keep you all stagnant. This is just the feeling I'm getting just having this conversation.
right, scared of success.
There you go.
And the
There you
curse.
go.
Yes.
Because people can get comfortable around their circuit. You know, I don't know. Y'all went from Dallas, Houston, San Antonio. You know, y'all have a circuit, so you get to know the club owners that you're getting invited to out to. You're starting to know the celebrities. They're coming down every so often for whatever events, festivals, and people get comfortable like that. But that's not everybody didn't sign for the group for that particular reason. That's to get your leg up, to get started, to get into the so-called algorithm of it all. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
Yes,
my
but
totally.
I feel like it was a group thing for attention. It was more because that one particular person didn't get that attention with other type of artists who were getting. So that's
uh-huh,
why I said when I kind of met the other member, it was kind of like I thought it was supposed to be like a Casey and JoJo thing, but it
right.
wasn't. It was brought to more members. So I was like, I've been in 12 R&B groups. I didn't develop with these people before. I know the
Uh-huh,
egos. But like I said, once I heard them sing before Mario got in the group, I already knew where the ego was at. I already knew who was the weakest link. I already knew who
right,
was pretty cool. But I already knew what the favoritism was. Because
right.
even when we was going out to them places in Killeen, the way the connection was, like two people here and two people here, and when we get in the group, it gave me making a band vibes
Mm,
because that's the same thing that Diddy Kane went through, where they had their particular friends they hang out with, and he had the other two friends with Aubrey and D Woods. So it kind of was
oh,
like, yeah. So it kind of like because me and this person, I feel like the reason why me and this person was connected because we knew a lot of old songs and we knew how to jump out on stage and know how to make it go. But it was more like I still want more attention than you got. I'm
Right.
still gonna be up here and you gonna be underneath me. But we're two artists, so I'm not, I can elevate up here and I can elevate under here. But you still trying to be up here. But it's not gonna work because vocals are on the same pitch. They're this way. You know what I'm saying?
right,
So the only thing about it, I push them to the point where the comfortness cannot continue. Get
right.
you, and I know that it was a comfort thing. I did this to him one day, and I learned this when I was in when I was with Warner Brothers.
Uh-huh.
I had a dance choreographer. They was dance choreographers to Jagged Edge. So what they did was, and I know Mario remembered this because we all was together as a group. Like all five, six of us was together at a group. We was at JB house. And I told them I was oldest, and I told them, I said, y'all want and they was in the AC. I said, y'all wanna be comfortable? Let's check this out.
What's up?
Let's do 25 jumping jacks, or let's do jumping jacks and sing ABC order. But we gotta sing the song. We gotta sing ABC.
Uh-huh.
Man, they got out their house. They was sweating, dying. I said, I told y'all.
I
This is where this is where
uh-huh.
it shows where if you're being lazy and you being comfortable. So
Right.
Right.
that's what I knew. That once they got in the AC, they wasn't leaving until the note was right. But one of them members always don't remember his note. And I ain't saying no names. He never remembered his note, but his ego was so high. His ego was
Yeah.
high big as his damn nose. And the fact is, I trained them to be disciplined, not because they were kids, but that's just how it goes. So your harmony can be right, your dance moves can be right, everything was on time, you can look
Yeah.
good in your clothes, but instead, like I said, the comfort and laziness steady to continue. But when they got in that house in that damn AC, they did not want to sing no more. They was about to fall asleep on the couch. I was still waiting, like, where y'all going? But
Oh
that's where it was showing between the challenge of what you're gonna have to do when you get out here. You can't just take these people money and they want a full show. These shows are these
exactly.
shows are more than 20, 30 minutes. And if you do a whole concert, what you gonna do?
Come on, you be out of breath. Man, that story, while you were telling me that story, Brian, it was reminding me of New Edition when they came back together and they was like in the studio. I can't help it. I got to help myself.
Yeah, yeah, but that's what it was. That same stuff they was going through. Only thing about it that was really dangerous is, like I said, the favoritism, the
Yes.
ego, and females. Far as the money wise, I tried to improvise with that situation. But I came across some people that was there that was willing to pay here and there. But I used to tell them, if I open up for Bobby Valentino, Jay Holiday, and RL, open up for a lot of people. And like I said, the most money I've ever made, I made 2 grand in one show, and that's
Mm-hmm.
because I had like people I went to school with and high school with that stayed in Atlanta.
Uh-huh.
So when I was doing them shows, I've already had something planned or performing wise and stuff like that. I can just say, I think one day, me and Mario had a conversation. It was crazy because he was there when we was in MJ's, and I put him over to the side. And I said, so, I spoke one of the members say, hey, man, let me talk to you for a minute. So they all came out.
Uh-huh.
So that's why I said, you know a person's true colors when you pretend and you already know where you stand at. So
Uh-huh.
when I came, I talked to him, I said, so what's up, my brothers? We kicking people out of groups and not telling us nothing. So he was like, I said, I did a pretty good job in New York. Gave him props and everything like that. So I was like, so why wasn't I being told that I was being kicked out of the group? Everybody got quiet. And
Mm-hmm.
then when I spoke to one of the members, I thought me and him was tight like this. He got quiet and he kind of tried to diss me. And I said, so wow, this is crazy. And like I said, the mother two, they like peas and carrots and just like this. So when one of the guys, like I said, that same month that cannot sing,
Mm-hmm.
he wanted to say, oh, that's too many people in the group.
Uh-huh.
I said, I would expect one of them others to say something, but it's always this one egotistic ass person. And it was like with that, and I said, well, I mean, if y'all felt that way, that kid just came to me as men and just told me. But instead, I had to find out why I didn't get no call, no show, no nothing. But like I said, it comes from where you stand at, what type of stuff you want, and if it's going to be a curse. And if you keep repeating the same stuff, if this is, and I don't knock nobody's talent. I don't knock nothing. I have nothing against neither one of them. Like I said, I love them like they were my own brother. But I felt like, what did I do to you so wrong for you to act like I doesn't exist?
Right.
So let
Because
me
I
say
never.
this.
Mhm.
Let me say this. What I hear from you, Brian, is were you ever in the military? If you don't mind me
No,
asking.
no,
Oh,
I wasn't.
wow. Okay. Because I hear a SOP. You know what that is, a SOP, a standard operating procedure.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Yes, I'm hearing that from you. And which is needed in any group situation is a SOP, standard operating procedure, um, how things are going to go about, right? A mission
yeah.
statement, because I understand the excitement. Everybody's talented in some aspects, like you were saying, everybody ain't, um, but still, you are multi-talented. I don't know if you know that, not just in the fact of your voice, but I can hear it by talking to you that you're multi-talented as far as providing a SOP for the group. Now,
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I agree. Good.
yes, and I want to ask a question to both of you. What did you all have a business manager or a group manager as a host to actually coordinate and manage the the business side, and you all dealt with the dancing, the working out. The matter of fact, that business manager would kind of be playing a dual position in that. But did y'all have a business manager, or did they ever think of that? Even coming up, even starting from the bottom coming up, was that a factor?
I'm gonna say, before I got in the group, I've heard stories of like you can't have your homegirls being your manager.
Okay.
I heard a story once. I don't know if Brian remember this story, but it was like
I
somebody
remember.
offered the group a show, but then she ended up sleeping with the club owner, and then he was like, "I don't need them now."
Wow, that's hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember.
At the time, if I'd known you were managing, I probably would have asked you, like for real,
I was
because
managing.
you're professional. You're
Um,
professional.
Yes, and let me just take a break from you. I will come back to y'all story, but I got to jump in about women and ladies out there. And there are managers that are about that life. What is the manager for? Let me just tell y'all about when I managed the DJ that I managed. And y'all probably knew Ice.
Yes, Iceman.
Yeah, okay. People hate on
Iceman?
him. Trust and
Yeah,
believe.
tall, about 6'6".
Yeah, tall, slinky. But he put me on with my first interview.
That sounds familiar. Iceman.
Iceman. People
Iceman put
hated
us
on him
on.
because.
Can I tell a story right quick before you tell your
Go
story?
ahead. Tell a story. I'm going to refresh my wine. So y'all go ahead. Tell a story.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
I don't know if Brian remember this. Remember we was going to Colleen for it was a singing competition, and they only
Mm-hmm.
had two. They only had two microphones, and then
Mm-hmm.
Iceman showed up with his microphones, and then we sung and we won the contest so we could open up for Fantasia. You remember Iceman?
Okay. I
Yeah.
remember him now. I remember. I remember. I definitely
Wow.
remember. Oh wow. Yeah, there's some years. Hey, what's that lady name? Nine?
Yeah, 9. We sung for
Do you
her.
know she's related to Monica.
Oh, didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she still does connectional stuff. She still got connections and stuff, whatever like that.
Yeah, I had went
She's
to when my daughter graduated high school. I ran into Slim.
oh Lord.
Is that
That's
her
some crazy
cousin?
stuff.
I'm sorry. Can you tell the story again?
Nah.
I'm back.
No, Iceman actually. We were singing at this club in Colleen. I forgot the name of the club, but when we got there, they had two microphones, and we had a 4-member group. And the contest was whoever won the contest will open up for Fantasia. So when we got there, we had our own mics, but they would not let us plug our microphones in.
Oh yeah.
What?
So Iceman showed up and was like, "No, these guys you're gonna plug those microphones in, and you're gonna really hear them sing because we trying to do 4-part harmony on 2 microphones."
Wow.
So once Iceman plugged the mics in and we sung, we actually won the contest, and we were able to open up for Fantasia in Dallas.
In Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me tell you. My goodness, this is taking me back down memory lane. Okay, so y'all remember Fantasia was supposed to come to Harder Heights. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Yes.
She was.
And it didn't happen. I don't know what was up with the promoter, but that area, Colleen, Harder Heights, all of that was starting to get a bad name, and promoters didn't want to bring artists anymore. So they were starting to take them to Dallas and Austin.
Oh wow.
And other places. But I remember because I was supposed to come down and interview Fantasia and all of that, but something happened when she was supposed to be in Harker Heights, and the promoter, I don't know what happened exactly, but they took her to Dallas. Yeah, I remember that. So y'all opened up for her in Dallas. Cool. And did y'all see Tasha?
Tasha.
Do y'all remember Tasha?
Tasha K.
Huh?
Tasha K.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, because she started copying what I was doing.
Right.
Yeah. And she had a big rival with me. But my thing is, it's so crazy. And I'm going to get back to Iceman because I want to tell that story. But Tasha, gorgeous, okay? Carmel's sister, slim. I was never really slim. I always had a little weight to me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But Tasha was very pretty, a very pretty woman. And but she was doing the same thing that I was doing, but I had started all of it first, right?
Right.
And I wanted to develop a network. That's all. I've always wanted Black folks to work together, right? And so it was Genuine. I got to tell you. I got to tell you about Genuine. He came to Harker Heights, and Tasha had a beef with me. First, she was a bartender, and then she started trying to do what I was doing with interviews and things of that nature. And I would speak to her, and I would be like trying to speak to her because I would see her at different events, and she would always snub me like.
That's crazy.
And I was like, oh my goodness, what did I do to you? I never did anything to you, woman. And so it was a particular night. It was Genuine. Life Jennings, my bad. Life Jennings had came down, and I was asked to come. And were y'all down there in Harker Heights for Life Jennings?
Wasn't you interviewing when they was with Adina Howard and Life Jennings?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and and y'all were there.
Yeah, we
I wasn't. Yeah, I was in the group at the time.
Okay. So that night, so I came in, and that's when my team started growing. So I had my assistant, and I briefed my assistant because I had my team go to the venue before I got there. Oh goodness, hold on. I'm gonna have to plug this phone. So when
I had to plug mine up. Oh, she got to hurry up, plug the phone up.
I don't know what happened. Cause I'm here.
We still here.
On in. It went black. Hold on.
No, we still here.
22%.
Yeah, I had to hurry up and charge mine up.
Yeah, my charger. Brian should tell the X Factor story.
All right, I'll tell you about that one. that was a good one too. Yeah, that X Factor was crazy, bro. Yeah, the X Factor. That was a crazy show. Cause a pretty face got the best of me.
That was a good one too.
Am I sitting sideways?
Yeah, the X Factor was crazy, bro.
Yeah. Are you Android or Apple?
Yeah, the X Factor. That was a crazy show.
There we go.
Cause a pretty face got the best of me.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, welcome in. As you come in the building, go ahead and hit the thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. I don't know if I've been sitting sideways the whole time.
Get the thumbs in.
I'm good. Okay. So
Great.
You are sideways.
I'm sitting sideways.
Yep, sitting sideways.
Back in the day, sitting sideways. Okay. I don't know. Hopefully it'll fix on its own. I think I knocked the camera down. Oh, it's good? Okay. All right. So with Tasha. And much love to you, Tasha. Never had no hate for you. But so it's Life Jennings. It's who else? Adina Howard.
Adina Howard.
Guys, when I used to interview people, the interview was supposed to last like at least 5 to 10 minutes. These people would talk to me like I was their therapist, okay? It would be 30 minutes to an hour. And so then I would have to go home. Well, I wouldn't. My videographer would have to go and edit that down so that we can put it on Facebook or YouTube because it would be so long. But I had like the full long length. I mean, Kelly Price just got into it, a big thing. Kelly Price talked to me damn near an hour. But anyway, it's not about me. I got my guests here. I'm going to tell y'all, I went I was at the Life Jennings concert, and she what's her name? Lord, I got a name already. Tasha came in, and I seen her, and I knew what she was doing. And at that time, the guy at the radio station, I'm not gonna mention no names because we fell out. Okay, if you know, I fell out with him, and I won't mention his name, but she knew him as well. But I got interviews. All
Brian,
my
can you hear me?
interviews,
Yeah, I hear
I
you.
hear you. Yes, all my interviews and everything I had got on my own merit. And I hate that. I hope I'm not sitting sideways because this would be just so horrible. Okay, and so no, this is so hard. Am I sitting sideways? Can y'all see? Do y'all have a second monitor? Y'all probably don't.
Yeah, got a second.
This is crazy work.
Yeah, cause they got you. Yeah, cause they got you sideways on here.
I don't know why it has me sideways. That's crazy. Let me see. Turn the camera this
Oh yeah,
way.
there you go. Now switch it around again.
Like this?
Yeah, yeah.
Am I,
Switch it again. Switch it to
am I
no, the other
good?
side. The other one.
This way?
There you go. Now you got you full right, just like that.
That's crazy. Okay. Hold on. I don't know why it has me like that. Hold on for a minute. I gotta Jimmy rig this
Yeah,
real quick.
I feel you.
That's wow. Okay. Now I can't see. I have to look at the monitor because wow, I don't know how long I've been sitting sideways. But it is what it is. Where y'all at? That's crazy. Hold on. There you
All right, there
go.
I am.
Where's Brian? I don't see Brian.
Not sure.
Hold on.
All right, Brian's back.
Hold on, guys. We're having technical difficulties.
Take your time.
Hold on. Mic check. My mic sounds nice. Check one. Welcome in, everyone. If you're coming into the building, I made 2,000 subscribers right here on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up as you enter the building. I would appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. We're just having a little technical difficulties. I don't know why I've been sideways. I've been sitting sideways. What's good, Selena? I see you in the building. Selena is in the building. So, guys, this view that I'm looking at got me all twisted. So I'll be looking down a lot, but I'm here with you all, okay? What's good? Go ahead, hit the thumbs up. We're going to take a station break, and we're going to get back to this content. Okay, this interview, we're celebrating my dog on 2,000 subscribers. We on the way, baby. We are on the way.
Let's play bedroom 5.
Yeah, bedroom fire. Yeah, ain't no wrong with that.
All right, baby, we back. I hope you all hit the thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe today. Go ahead, take this time to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We are here celebrating. We are here celebrating my 2,000 subscribers. I hit that yesterday. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Look here. Selena is in the building. Thank you, Selena. Hold on. I don't know what's going on with my camera situation, but it got me looking at y'all sideways. I was sitting sideways for a minute. The devil is a liar.
Yeah.
I have Brian and I have Mario in the building. They were in the group Fulfilled. I mean, they were there. They seen the progression. They know about they seen a sister coming up in the business, okay?
Yeah.
While they were coming up in the business as well. Okay, so I was getting ready to finish my story and then I will let them finish their story. And I cannot even hear you all on this.
Well, thank you.
It's
Appreciate it, Miss
loud.
Selena.
Hold
Appreciate
on.
that a lot.
Mario and Brian, can y'all do a mic check real quick? Just mic check, mic check.
1 2 1 2 1 2. You hear me?
Mic check, mic check. 1 2. Doom 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 da da. Doom 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 da da.
Hold on for a minute. Why can't I hear you?
Yeah, we can hear you.
1 2 1 2. Ha ha ha.
Hold on, guys.
Everybody love them. Tell me.
I cannot hear you. I'm gonna have to turn it up over here. What
Sunny
y'all laughing about?
day.
I hear you.
Everybody loves them.
I can hear you now. I can hear you now on my other monitor. I can hear you on my other monitor now. So I hope it's not no echo. Let's get back to it.
Everybody loves them. Tell me.
Oh, hey, hold on. What y'all laughing about?
Everybody loves them.
Go ahead, Brian. I can hear you now on my other monitor. Go
Oh, the
ahead,
echoing.
Brian.
So it's giving out the extra relief.
What's that, apple juice? No.
I wish it was.
No.
No, 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 no. I think she's trying to set a video up. Hey, they be having this old boy over here named what's his name? Link. He be here in Dallas. I think he got a concert here in Dallas.
The link?
Yeah. And I found out where your old boy, the lead singer from Profile, he be singing at the Brick House down in DeSoto. I took a picture of him on
Oh,
Instagram. Yeah, he a cool dude. He real cool. And Miss Betty, she's still cool. I still connect with her from time to time. She's real cool.
yeah, they did that song at the show. Profile.
Oh, Profile?
I
Yeah,
mean, Phil
one of the
did.
late one of the I wouldn't put it past it. I thought they tried to do that other song. Another again. You know I
Yeah.
tried to make it work for you and I. Seemed like I was always by myself. Like I did never ever want to help. The stranger put on me, you let me down. I was like, all right, I understand why I got kicked out. I have one trip about it. I know when Art tried to hit me, he tried to when I was walking by that club, he tried to do that. My mind's telling me no. He tried to do that. I said, don't do that. I
Mario,
knew
can
he
you
was.
hear me? Sing, Mario. I hear Brian singing. I don't hear you singing, Mario.
Oh, Mario is the shy guy. He's like the file Herbie. He's the shy guy.
You can't be a shy guy, Mario.
No,
Come
I'm not shy.
No, he ain't all that shy. He's shy when he want to be though.
balloons at? Hold on. I gotta bring my
We got him on the
balloons.
video when we was doing what's the video? Uh what's that video? The Boys Men song. Girl, I know you really love me. End of the road. He was singing. That lady was over there screaming, "That's my friend!" I said, "Oh Lord, Jesus Christ!"
Mario,
I
let me
just saw
let me
that.
know.
Do what
I
now?
gotta get my balloons in the shot. I'm trying to because it's a celebration, y'all. It's a party, y'all. I just hit 2,000 subscribers. We on our way, people. I
On the
got
way to a
All
million.
right.
On
in
your
the
way to a
building.
million.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
On your way to a million.
Hey, call it. I claim it. I receive
Gotta
it.
get it cracking.
I receive it. So these brothers are formerly of the group Fulfilled. They were practically some of my first interviewees when I started House of Nicole. And so we're just going back down memory lane. Still
You
having
sour.
technical difficulties. I don't know.
You
Mm-hmm.
sour again.
1 2
I
1
don't know if you
2.
can see. My, okay, so okay, I hear
Nicole, I
you,
had a question.
Mario. They say, I got looking men.
Appreciate that, man.
That's why we should still be in the group.
Huh. Who you telling? That's why I said I was gonna go up there. I was gonna go up there and say, I know you wanna leave me, that I refuse to let you go. I was gonna do that. Yeah, I heard that stuff. I was like,
This
I
is
was so
crazy.
disappointed. Then I had this one lady, she wanted me to sing, she made do Maxwell with this band. Um, if you don't know, then I see you. Won't ever wonder. Won't ever wonder. I was like, I'm gonna kill that song. See, on having the moment.
I hope
Then
You
my
you
sour.
guys
person,
were talking while I was. I hope you guys were entertaining the people while I'm having this technical difficulties.
oh yeah, we
I hope.
did. We talking to him.
All right,
We
you
talking
Okay,
sour.
to him.
all right.
You
Let me see.
Like I
sideways.
said,
I'm
yeah,
sideways again.
yeah.
How about that?
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So let me hurry up. I was double busy. Look. So Tasha was at Life Jennings concert. So she comes through the building sashaying, and she flicks her hair at me when I spoke to her. And so anyway, the concert's getting ready to start, and they push everybody back because they're blocking off. Y'all know the green room backstage where the East Center was. Those two rooms, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so they push everybody back, and they border it off. And so I'm on the other side. I'm on the other side where they come off the stage, like Jennings and all them, and I'm getting ready to walk into the green room. But then Tasha gets pushed back behind the line, behind the police and everybody. And then all of a sudden she wants to speak to me then, right? And she's like, hey, boss lady. Y'all, I was called boss lady back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Boss lady. And I turn around and my spirit, I just don't have a nasty spirit. And I turn around and I waved at her. And then she waved me over. And then she was like, can I get an interview with Life Jennings? So if you ever seen Tasha's interview with Life Jennings, it's because I graciously let her come on back. And I told the police, let her through so she can go backstage and get an interview with Life Jennings. But
Oh
she's
wow.
yeah, she snubbed me. So that's why I was trying to get to y'all. Did y'all have any like incidents like that where people just, they act so funny, but they not on your level, but they sometimes they just
They got to feed off of what they're trying to get from you.
yes. And so it was so crazy when she went backstage with Life Jennings, who I had to cuss out that night, mind you. But then
Wow.
I
Yeah, it's
don't know.
crazy. That's why I
It
said
was just
in Colleen, it was
it
always
was
something
for
at the
her.
E
But I
Center.
wanted to bring her onto my team and have her do interviews, and because I wanted to go back and do the business aspect of it all. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can.
Okay. And so anyway,
I ain't
Life
gonna lie.
Jennings.
Those are the times, man. I enjoyed them times.
Hold on. I don't know what's up with the audio. It is tripping. So Life Jennings, he's a colorist, okay? And he got ugly with one of my, because I had brought models there that night. And so I had some Puerto Rican girls and I had some black girls and I had my assistant. He got really ugly with my assistant. And
Hmm.
I didn't play about my team. And so he said something real ugly and didn't want to speak to a dark skinned girl that came back to have an autograph signed by him. And my assistant walked her over. And he had just got out of jail. Okay. And so when everybody was getting ready to go and everything, and I turned around and I literally cussed him out. And I remember there was another photographer, he was up and coming, named Victor. And I was like, I told him
Yeah, I
basically
know
he needs to
Victor.
Okay.
get a grip
Yeah.
or calm down or go back to jail. Because I mean, he was fresh out of jail. And the Victor, he was
Oh
like, calm
wow.
down, boss lady, calm down. So I just want to know, did y'all have like instances like that where y'all had to snap on? I don't care if it was a celebrity, nationally known. Go ahead. Any one of
Well,
y'all want
that
to tap
that
in?
night, that night actually, if you go back and it's a YouTube video of us on stage, and I guess Life had did his mic check that night, and if you notice at the beginning of our video when we started singing, I didn't have a microphone because Life didn't want me to use the microphone that he was using
Uh-huh.
that same night.
Oh, see, I can hardly
I,
hear you, but y'all keep talking. I'm listening, and the audience is listening. Most importantly,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're
what about you, Brian?
Oh, I wasn't in the group at the time. I
Oh, you
was
wasn't in the group. Okay, okay,
no,
okay.
I was Eddie Kane Jr. at the time.
So let's go back to the business aspect of it all. And I'm just gonna keep it. I'm just gonna
Yeah, I
keep it
was
going because I'm sideways, sitting sideways back in the days. Y'all just take it as it is. Um,
yeah, I was Eddie
look,
Kane Jr. at the time.
the
So yeah,
contracts that y'all are familiar with or might not be familiar with. What do y'all think about that 360 deal? Were y'all ever offered a 360 deal?
never
that was
off.
the that was the second contract they had. I remember I remember something, Mario. I think you called me.
I
I
think
think
it's
you
the time
called.
we went to Florida and they were talking about the 360 deal. Remember the
Yeah, but
Florida
it was
trip?
yeah, but it was another contract because that was the time when I wasn't in the group and y'all did the Pleasure P Music Soul Child joint at MJ's.
Uh
Oh
huh.
yeah, yeah. Pleasure Pete. Well, he pulled up, but it wasn't a crowd, so he pulled off.
Yeah, they did this. That's when R. Kelly came to the mansion, and I think they got mad is because we almost had this me and Art almost had a chance to meet R. Kelly. And the guy he came in, he was like, yo, you the dude that was singing the R. Kelly song. And I was at the karaoke spot at Mojo's. And I was like, yeah. And I almost said, yeah, I almost had a chance to be on stage with R. Kelly. I was this close. But the one you're talking about is the second contract when I think you signed it in Art, I think he
Art
signed
signed
it
it.
and then the other two didn't sign it.
Right.
Yeah. That was a 360 deal. And then only that, when you came and told me, it was more like they were gonna take at least over 30% of what they was doing for shows. Yeah, but them 360 deals is not a joke. I've read plenty of them. Some of them don't even give you some 360 deals don't even give you enough to get a car or a place to stay or enough where they give you at least $80,000 to $50,000. They don't even do that because the royalties of it.
Right. You basically screwed. You have to sue them later.
Yeah, because if it comes to the point, if you don't sell the records, the amount of records that you're selling, Because if you make those type and you putting half, the half and plus the percentage that you get from management, you're not really selling that much. So you'll be on the shelf until you pay that off. And when you pay that off, then you can reconcile making another album or making another sell.
Yeah.
That's why people make money off concerts and they make
You
off albums.
stuck with a 360 deal.
Yeah, because most of those 360 deals you can't even control on yourself. They will put you on the shelf.
Yep, and you stuck.
Yeah, until they let you out. Until you pay your dues, then they decided to let you out. Unless they got a fresh artist that's in front of you, then you'll be waiting. So all you'll be doing is getting paid for concerts. That's why you have people who have their own bands, they have their own concerts because that royalties money for themselves. See, we're not doing record sales anymore. Now everything is technology. Spotify, everything is online now. It's not record sales selling CDs no more.
Right? Live streams.
That's why when you're a group and you doing the music stuff, you have to get certain units. You got to get certain followers. Like when I went to making the band, the last one before COVID hit, I went to Beaumont and I met a couple of major artists. I met the artist that Tank had signed called 12 Till. They from Beaumont, Texas, and Houston. They had three boy bands, and they one of the guys was there. And like I said, when it comes to those deals don't always go when you think it is going. It's cool to get known. It's cool to get known by a celebrity, but I mean, you really got to make a big name for yourself.
Right. They never came out with an album, did they? I think Tank just had them on the shelf,
Yeah, he had them on. He had them on. He was putting them on their concert. He opened up. They opened up for him.
but they never blew up.
Yeah, because when I met the one of the dreads, I met him at in Houston at the Making the Band concert, the Making the Band audition, and I seen uh Slim for 112, and I saw Mike for 112, and he was there.
So, guys, I'm letting you know right now that I can hear you, but I'm hearing you on a delay. But just like in show business, the show must go on, right?
Yeah, true.
So, I'm sorry if y'all. I'm cutting anybody off right now. I just
Oh,
want
you
to let
good?
you guys know I can hear you, but I'm hearing you on a delay. So if I'm not injecting myself in, don't worry about it. I'll pick back up and we'll continue.
Oh yeah, you
I'm
cool.
trying to move back because I know my head is cut off, but just to let you know, I am hearing you guys, but it's on a delay and it's very low. All right.
No,
So
but we
we
can
were
see your
talking
face
about the
though.
360 deal. If you haven't finished expounding on that, go ahead and finish that, and we'll keep the party going real quick because I do have two more questions to ask you guys.
Sure.
All right, go ahead.
Y'all are done?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So look, um, can I get a thumbs up? Because I'm literally pushing myself farther and farther back from you guys to be able to see and hear. So thumbs up when you finish with your with the answer, please. If you don't mind. The show must go on. The audio technical difficulties. Hey, that's why I've been slow to having interviews because they be playing with assistance devices. Okay, so this question is a big question. You know, we hear about artists, groups, especially groups, developing, being amazing in their heyday, and then falling out for whatever reasons. Brian, we heard that you were let go. They didn't want to have the courtesy of even coming to you. You know, Mario, we heard your input about you leaving the group or would have it. Would y'all ever do a reunion group? Because I think it would be hot. Why I asked this question, I think it would be just something for the people who were in the development of artists such as myself. I feel like I was a part of your journey. Would you guys ever consider like doing a reunion show like you see on these big celebrity,
Drew Hill.
you know, reward shows where y'all just come together, kind of squash the beef for that time period and just do a reunion show. And give me the thumbs up when y'all finish because I'm looking down at to follow you guys, okay? And just answer the question. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Mario go first because I told him about this before.
I would say
Yeah.
I would do a reunion show, but I'm not doing the show without Brian. That's my answer.
Oh, yeah.
But
I got this.
I don't think it'll ever happen. There's probably one or two people in the group that wouldn't want it to happen. But I'm not doing a reunion without Brian being there because I know what I want to hear, and without Brian in the group, you're not going to hear it. And actually, without me in the group, you're not going to hear it. So yeah, I won't do it. I will do it, but it has to be all the members.
I, Mario is shocked because I told him that somebody asked me. Shout
Okay.
out to Maurice, whatever. Maurice was the guy that was in charge of like the VFW at the he had was charged to show at the VFW on Zephyr's Road, and he gave me my first solo. And with Zephyr, I know you know Zephyr's Road on in Colleen, whatever like that. And but instead, I did a couple of my solos, and I asked, Can I bring fulfilled? And I'm saying whatever. Um, and he came and asked me one time. He was like, because I know some people want to see the original members of the group. And like I said, I have nothing against none of them. I feel like there's some talented brothers, um, as well as Mario. It was the reason why I snuck him in for a reason. It wasn't to hurt anybody or take nobody out, but the attitude and egos was just not it. I feel like it was the same claim that they had problems with from the last time they broke up, was they brought the same type of mindset in this group and this type of magic was kind of screwed up because we had the magic, we had the skill. It's just the fact is that when people need a certain type of attention, they wasn't worrying about the group. They was worrying about the attention that came from the group. So the reunion, I told me and Mario had plenty of conversations about this, just like the guy came and told him. The guy told himself, he said, if I was to have you in the if I was to have y'all in a reunion, you would have to be in y'all would have to be back in as the original. And plus, if a person would get their money's worth, because I know one and two of them are going to be on an ego trip where they're not going to do it because nobody haven't done anything wrong to them. I have done nothing wrong to them at all. I don't know what their problem is. I don't know what the whole situation is with them. Like I said, it was a time I told Mario when I met them, I almost got into altercation with two of them because, like I said, that I don't know what's up. Like one way is one way, then one is another. But like I said, it was lack of business and lack of connection, and it was a connection of attention. And the reunion, I wouldn't have no problem doing the reunion, like I said, because I have no hate. I even tried to shake hands with two of the guys that Styles was talking about. He went through the same circle that I went through. Now, I mean, act like they didn't know you, or they just acting like they were just these superstars, knowing that ain't no stars rising with them. They just regular basic guys. And I think they really haven't came to their conclusion of who they really are. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not down to nobody about anything. If it came to the point, I have nothing against them. I wouldn't mind getting on stage with them until we come as men and know how to talk as men and know how to stop feeling like you are a threat. And we're really that person is not a threat at all because they feel like they get to be on the camera and they really don't know what being the cameras is really all about. They just feel like because it's certain attention and they're really not getting that type of attention that they really would want if they will open their minds up a little more and just learn how to be a little more mature about it. Like it's times I done spoke to Art, and like I said, we had a conversation. I offered him a drink on some real cool stuff. It was times that I bumped into, Stan. He still wanted to be the way he wanted to be. I even reached out to JB and even sending them a text message, hey, how you doing, man? How's life treating you? So, like I said, this ain't had and Texas is kind of it give me kid vibes. Because when people say, "Oh, y'all need to leave it behind," or "It's old," and this is and that, you can't really. I didn't see 112 coming together. I didn't see Jagged Edge coming together. I didn't see every group. I didn't see B2K7 came together, and I met them before. And if Little Fizz can come out and bring his ego out and talk to Morrigan and make demands with him and be cool with him, and he even said it on the stage himself that he know he messed up. But the fact is, I gave you big respect for that because it takes a real respectful person and a real person with some real balls to actually come to a person man to man that they didn't have history together, and you think they're gonna blow their money and their music and their magic for egos? That's selfish. That means that group was selfish from the start. And I told you, I'm gonna be the first one to do it. I'm gonna be the first one to say it. Like I have nothing against those guys. If I was to get on stage with them, I have no problem. But far as just like act like people just don't exist, and then I felt kind of ways about it because a person that was so eager to get into an empire that they didn't even fully build on. They just had
Wow.
this
Yep.
this uppity attitude, and then just act like somebody hating because they're trying to be manipulative. Because I already know how it's gonna go against me. They're gonna go against me before they go against Mario. It's gonna be them. Well, it's gonna be them and their opinion against one person. But the real truth is, I know the real truth because I can ask them a question. If they go out and somebody was to ask them who came with the name fulfill, what they gonna say? What do fulfill really stands for?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I brought my creativity to build the situation, to build an empire with them. But like I said, it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same because of the same egos that they had before they broke up before. They was in the group before. Shout out to Doug, you know what I'm saying? Because I had a conversation with Doug, and Doug told me everything about it, that it was a straight curse. And I'm not seeing this to down it. I'm saying that the fact is, whole many years that they was doing this music stuff could have been doing big and better things.
Mm-hmm.
And that's for me, from my experience with doing music. I didn't, like I said, them people that they had met, I done met them people already behind closed doors. And I done met writers. I done met so many celebrities. I done met so many tickets that we could have had shows. Matter of fact, if you want to keep it a buck, that Fantasia concert that came from me. That Fantasia and Silk concert in Dallas, that was my solo. That was supposed to be my solo career. But the fact is, I brought them on the boat because I was in a fire situation. I got burnt for both of my feet, my left arm for saving two kids out of a dangerous situation. But one person felt like his ego was more important. I forgave him. I let it go past. I forgave him for it. I moved on. But the fact is, he still wanted to be his ego. He still wanted to have a shadow for something that he never had originally. Or even if he got off the stage or if he got off being himself, he begged to be back in the group because he didn't have the edge of himself. And I understand that some people they love being where they love to be in a certain position, but to be so disrespectful and to treat me like I was just somebody, a regular person to you, when all I was trying to be was a friend to you, and more than just as well as the business situation. That's why I had to separate. Sometimes you have to separate those friendships with business. You have to separate those situations because if you don't, it's going to come to a rattle, and then you start to know where the curse is coming.
Wow.
So, like I said, even if they see this video, I wouldn't care how they take it, how they pick it up, or where it is. When I came and tried to shake that me and he know who I'm talking about, he still wanted to be on the same path that he was on. And like I said to you,
Well, Brian,
I
it sounds like you have a great deal of influence. And let me say something. When
yeah,
people see that you are a person who can influence, you can manage, you can organize, they can feel some type of way.
yeah, I
You
understand.
understand? And I was hopeful that it could be a way that you all could, maybe squash it but if people are still in their arrogance and their, ways, it can't happen. I understand that.
And yeah, and that's why I was basically getting to. I'm sorry I was going long winded. My whole thing, like I said, after my point of trying to shake that man's hand, and he still wanted to be on that, like I was told, as long as God forget who you are, as long as God know who you is in real life, that's all that really is important. Like I said, me and Mario had our differences. We became friends. And it was crazy how me and this guy met up. I was visiting Austin. And when I visited Austin, I heard a voice, and I was like, man, that voice sounds familiar. And I saw him. We had a whole conversation. We talked about ourselves. We didn't talk about times we was about to fight each other. But like I said, if we come to demands that the fact is that we was being grown men, where we failed at and where we could try to fix on stuff, if they would think the same way, instead of them thinking just getting on stage is all about getting on stage and trying to fulfill something that I don't know what they trying to fulfill on. But if they can come across those demands and those type of souls, if they can release those problems instead of thinking it's funny, because I'm laughing at them because all these years that we've been in the group and I haven't seen you open up for Chris Brown, I ain't see you open up for none of these major celebrities, but you out here doing these little shows,
Hole in the walls.
little hole in the wall shows, and I'm not coming at them. Like I said, they need help on the stage. Look, even if they decided to not put me on stage with them, I would help them get their development together. And that's being a brother situation. Because I'm a businessman and I'm a business person. Before I talk about my personal life, because you feel like you got more than me, but I guarantee you this, I'll put $1,200 on the stage that I can hold the crowd more than that person can. Since that person got so much money and ego, if you get on stage and at least give me a verse, at least give me a chorus and a verse, I'll pay $1,200 if you can make the crowd jump. But it was
What's
more about the personal stuff and wasn't about business. But like I said, if it was more to the situation of doing shows with them on a reunion, sure, I wouldn't have no problem with it. It's up to them. They gotta let go of the ego. They don't have a reason to have an ego. There's no reason. Because without me being in the group, without Mario being in the group would have been elevated as far as it was. And I'm not saying it to be ignorant. I'm saying because it's the truth. I
it's the truth?
started with them.
And you know
I
what,
started with
Brian?
them.
I hear you, and I just feel that we as Black folk,
Hmm.
this is where we miss the mark, where we can't incorporate people who can hold double positions, right?
So
And
accountability.
and I just feel that we miss the mark, and it crumbles when we have people who get a big head or get in their
Yes.
own way. And
Yes.
that's why I was asking you all, did y'all have a manager?
No.
And
We
even
had man.
like I said that I had managed a DJ earlier in my career, and females can be managers too, and it shocks people that females can manage and actually get the job done if you have the right person. And I feel that when it's a group, for any young people out there that have the aspirations for being in a group, y'all have to sit down and really make it a business, really. At the end
You
of the
really
day,
have to.
it
You
really
really
is
have to.
not just a singing group, it is a business. So when you have a person like yourself, Brian, that it is incorporating singers that you can see that can balance the group, um, and that also can develop a SOP, a standard of operation procedure, how we're going to operate as a group. But not only that, y'all need to, as groups, have to step away and incorporate other people on the outside of the group, okay,
Yeah.
to manage the group. When groups get larger, they get road managed and they start to, because
Hmm.
there's different aspects. I learned this when I was in the radio station, that it's not just going into the radio station and getting on the mic and talking. The
Yeah.
radio station has so many moving parts that make it work. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what needs to happen when you're developing a group or when you're in a group. And I know this is in hindsight I'm talking about, but for future up and coming artists, y'all need to hear the story and listen to the testimony of what Brian and what Mario they're telling you of their trials and how they came through with the group fulfilled. Okay. Um, but don't disregard a female. Now, I heard you earlier talk about the female that slept, and it gets ugly, it gets
Yeah.
messy. I can understand that,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
especially in the entertainment world. But just for a side note, when I managed the DJ, And I came into the club life, all of that's a whole different world. And if you halfway look attractive, they really think they can run over you. And so when I managed Ice and he wasn't getting paid, or he was getting cut his money, they was paying half of his money, this, that, and the third. And the first night I managed him, I asked him how the process went about how he got paid. And he was like, well, I get paid at the end of the night, at the end of his set. And I was like, okay. And I asked him, the amount and all of the details. And so I know y'all know Big Jimmy and Little Jimmy used to run City Lights. I didn't know
Yeah,
them at the
I used
time.
to stay right down the street from him. He was real
Huh?
cool. Mr. Jimmy, I used to stay right down the street from him, around the corner from where the club he owned.
I'm sorry, I missed that one. But
Jimmy.
at the time, they didn't know me. So I finished his set, and I went down and I knocked on the door of the office of the club where Big Jimmy's office was. And he, told me to come in. Hold on for a minute. Remember, I'm hearing y'all on a
Jimmy.
I'm hearing y'all on a delay because the audio is jacked. So y'all
Yeah, I
I'm
understand.
hearing you guys on a delay. But when I knocked on the door of Big Jimmy's office, Little Jimmy was the bouncer, Big Jimmy was the manager. And I told him I was Ice's manager, and he told me how much he was going, and he was sitting at the desk with stacks of money, okay, on the desk, stacks of money. And I introduced myself, and I said, I'm Ice's manager. He kind of looked at me with kind of like a little smug look, too, like a joke. I ain't smiled not one time, okay? I said, I'm Ice's manager. He's finished his set, and I'm here to collect his money for his set that he's finished. And he sat there, and he looked at me, and I told him how much he owed Ice, and he just got one of the stacks of money off the desk, counted out the dollar bills. I think it was like $400 at the time. And I took the money, and I shook his hand, and I left. And I went up and I gave the money to Ice, and he gave me my cut. And that's when Ice wanted to sign a contract with me, because that was the first time he got all his money in one night.
Wow.
So I say to you,
That's crazy.
I tell you this story because it's very important to pick the right people on your team. If you want to finish, Mario, do you have anything that you want to inject before we get ready to conclude this great session of this, celebration of the 2,000 subscribers that I have? And I want to get you guys back on, because I think young, up-and-coming artists would love to hear more of your story, and I can get the audio and everything to working correctly. Mario, do you want to interject?
Well, I'm gonna go back to the reunion. I think if anybody could bring it together, it might be you.
No? Hold on.
I'm gonna go back to the reunion. If anybody could bring it together, it might be you.
Me? It might be me. I'm hearing this lady guy. It might be. We're gonna have to talk. Because I think that would just be a hot concert. With you guys coming out and just different artists. I still, on my birthday, Red, he's a rapper. He came up, he's gangster rap. They all hit me up. Y'all guys still stay in touch with me, which blows my mind. It really blows my mind. It makes me feel so good that you guys stay in touch. Even you, Mario, you see what been going down on YouTube. You hit me up on the text. You okay?
Right.
Do I need to pull up? No. But it makes me feel good. And that's why I was like, it would be an awesome concert to bring everybody who started 15 years ago, even to just come and just do a concert. I think it would sell out. I really do.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Brian,
I got, yeah.
would you come to the concert, Brian?
Yeah, sure. Like I said, I have nothing against them. I think it will be dope to have the whole fulfilled group to do it because I mean it will be pretty cool. Like I said, I just felt like if they put their pride to the side and just enjoy the memories of it instead of just thinking that they got it, they will understand the difference of where I'm coming from. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. It comes from a point perspective, like we did the X Factor. When I told Art and he wanted to sing "It's So Hard to Say Goodbye" yesterday, but when we met the producer, the guy was like, I said, look, I don't think that's a good idea to sing a funeral song at a national worldwide TV show. And we did it anyway. And the guy, he was like, okay, cool. That sounded good. Give me something else. And when I came out and we debuted in the Skinty from the Temptations, and Mario still got a chance to do his notes, the guy said, that's what I wanted to hear. That was great. But that's why I said the input, if the egos just drop and try to come together as some brothers, some grown men or some grown men, everything to be cool. Like I said, I have nothing against them, man. I just feel like we should be past this already. We got kids. We got grown kids out right now. Well, I'm pretty sure all of us is in our 40s and 50s. You know what I'm saying? So, and
Right.
and that's where I try to get the point where I was trying to talk to them. Like I said, I don't have to be in the group with you, but at least have some type of memory. Because every group I've seen, they had a memory where everybody came together and they got together, they put their differences aside and they worked together. But I feel like you got to be mature some type of way. Like it's not that much of a threat. We too old for that.
Well, guys, look, we're gonna have to talk. Mario, you're gonna have to keep us connected. We might have to do something because we might have to put all around show together because I know comedians and I know a lot of people, guys, that still want me to come out and about, and it blows my mind because they still call me Boss Lady to this day. I've changed my name several times since the radio station days, but I think that would be awesome. I don't know if it'll ever happen because some people can't get over, certain things, but I'm just planting seeds. Something wholesome, something that the community could just appreciate, especially people who have been around.
Yeah.
Guys, I want to say thank you all for coming in and celebrating my 2,000 subscribers. And as I grow, hey, y'all were the first on here. Maybe I can keep helping y'all. Hey, we keep growing. I keep bringing y'all in on interviews and seeing where
Sure.
you're at
Look.
and what we can do
I'm always into
to,
the
I don't know if you
conversation.
want to keep singing, start a new group or whatever, or just come and talk to me. We can do that. What do y'all think about that?
That'd be great. That'd be wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So, guys, thank you for coming out tonight and talking with me, taking me back down memory lane. Brian, I did not know that you were so involved in Fulfill. I am glad to talk to you and get to know you more. Mario, you always stay connected. You be watching.
Right, I'll
People
be
think
watching.
I'm not connected. I don't talk to nobody. But you'll be there. Okay? I appreciate you too, Mario. I want to say thank you all and much love, and we will stay in touch, okay?
No
All right.
problem. Definitely.
All right. Much
All right,
love
have a
to
good.
you. All right. So let me come over here. All right, guys. Hey, this was awesome. I got to go back down memory lane. From where I started actually on YouTube to where are we gonna go here on YouTube? We're gonna talk about politics for sure. Thank you, Donald Trump. Thank you for my congratulations on getting those 2,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. Thank you for Mario being so gracious from the group Fulfilled, and Brian from the group Fulfilled, former members of the group Fulfilled, coming in and talking to me tonight, remembering when we all started, and we all have to start somewhere, but we all still are going somewhere. I hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast, and look, let me get in the frame. Hello, and much love to you all. Okay. Hey, enjoy the rest of the evening.
What do you got there, Larry? Time machine? You gonna go
Much love, you